So my name is Ananya. I am from Kolkata in West Bengal, but currently I reside in Delhi. I'm working as a PhD research scholar in English at JNU New Delhi, and I also used to work as a guest lecturer of communicative English at a state university before this. And I have a total experience of 6+ years in which I have taught English language, literature, and communication skills to people of varying age groups. So that's more or less about me. Right. Okay. So tell me, why did you think of joining English Yari?
Uh, Only one thing, and why I hear, and I want to speak English like how I speak my mother tongue. That is the only thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So why do you think that you don't speak English like maybe you do in your mother tongue? What's the difference?
Daily we speak in our mother tongue, but
Hmm.
whenever we are in workplace or whenever we are with friends, we just speak in our mother tongue.
Hmm.
We may not speak in English, and with few persons who are interested to learn English, with them
Hmm.
only we speak English.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh.
but whenever we are conveying a matter or conveying any situation, and we can easily convey that situation to
Hmm.
others in our mother tongue, comparing to the English.
Okay, so today we are going to talk a little bit. Obviously, we have a fantastic topic today, which is about cruelty. So, we are going to talk about cruelty definitely. But before that, in my classes, I generally like to do some other, speaking activities, some warm up activities, some creative activities sometimes, so that you become comfortable with the language. And I also get to see where you are making mistakes or where you are facing problems, if any. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit about, of those today, and then we are going to go to our topic. Okay.
Sure.
Before we start, do you have any question?
Uh, okay, and we'll continue the session.
Okay, no question, right? All right. So I want to start with a very basic activity, very, very basic activity. I just want you to tell me a little bit about your daily routine. Like, what do you do on a daily basis from the time that you wake up till the time that you go to sleep?
Uh, Generally, I wake up at 6:30, in between 6 to 7. Then I take brush and then I take bath and have some breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Then getting ready for my work, and
Mm-hmm.
then I go to my workplace and I just do my work. Then have lunch and again work and afternoon session, and then back to home.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Did not make many mistakes, which is very good. All right. Now we are going to do some talking exercises, and through those, I'm going to see if there are certain areas where you might make mistakes. Okay. So the first activity that we are going to do is called the emotions game. So I'm basically just going to ask you about some of your emotions. When do you feel this certain kind of an emotion? You have to think and then tell me when you feel that emotion generally. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So tell me, when do you feel happy?
Um, Whenever I get calls from my loved ones, and whenever I watch a good movie,
Mm-hmm.
and,
Okay.
yeah, and whenever I
Any
watch
movie?
a
Yeah. Hmm.
whenever I watch a cricket match.
Are you following the IPL tournament that is going on right now?
Yes, and last night I watched a biggest ever chase, and that is the
Mm-hmm.
biggest chase in IPL.
Hmm.
262 runs chased by Punjab Kings, and that is
Oh.
the biggest chase. Not only
Oh.
in IPL, it is also in international T20 cricket. It is the
Right.
biggest chase. Yes.
Right. Okay. So, which team are you a supporter of?
Uh, I don't support any team. I just enjoy the IPL. All are my teams only, and I just love the playing
Right.
cricket. Yeah, watching cricket and how the players are playing. I like watching
Right.
IPL. That's it.
Right. Okay. Okay. And like you were talking about movies just before this, so I was curious. Can you name any movie that has particularly made you happy or you felt nice after watching the movie? Maybe.
Um, Many are there. If we take recent times, Bahubali, and if we take from Bollywood, this Shah Rukh Khan's movie name, so Jawan.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, many are
You
there.
like Jawan?
Yes.
Oh, what did you like about Jawan?
Uh, the story and actually the way how the director directed these scenes and the villainism also, and the villain
Ah,
characterization, and
yeah.
uh, and in the serious situation, and in that movie we can see small uh, little jokes by Shah Rukh Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very enjoyable.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, when Nayanthara asks Shah Rukh Khan, "What do you want?" Then he
Yeah.
replies, "I want Alia Bhatt," like that. In a serious situation,
Right, right.
movie.
Okay, okay. All right. I understand. Now, one thing, villainism is not a word. Okay, villain is a noun in itself, and you can just say that. Actually, I don't know if there's something called a trait that makes one a villain. So you can just use some other nouns, maybe like maliciousness or the evil, the evilness that there is in the
Okay, okay.
villain.
And
You can
generally, in
use
heroism is correct word, right? Heroism.
what heroism is is a correct word,
And
but
yeah, what is the
villainism
opposite
is,
word for heroism?
I don't know if there's an exact opposite to heroism as per my understanding. Anti-hero is something that we talk about, but I don't know if there's something called villainism. Villainism definitely is not a word. So I
Sure.
don't know if there is even a word that we kind of can contribute to the villain like we do with the relationship between heroism and hero. I'll have to probably look out for some words like this, but I haven't come across a direct word anytime. So maybe if you come across something, you can let me know later as well. But I have not till this point come across something. Right. Okay. So yes. So that was the first question. We kind of drifted apart. Now tell me what makes you angry?
Hmm. Generally, I don't get angry, and yeah, and most of the times I don't get angry. And
Yeah.
maybe when was the last time I get anger? No,
Right.
seriously, yeah,
Right. Oh, I just remember right now the word for heroism would be villainy. Villainy is a
villainy.
word. Yeah,
Okay, villainy.
villainy. Yeah, I just
Good, good.
remember. Yes. So heroism and villainy. Though that word is not very used. That's what I was thinking. But okay, okay. You're saying you're not someone who gets angry very easily. Is that so? So do you
Uh,
like control your anger, or by nature you just don't feel anger that much?
Generally, in my college days and in my school days, and I know generally I easily get angry, and, but in, when I read autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi, and yeah, that what we call that book affected, I affected by that book.
I was affected.
Yes, I was affected by that book, and I watched Gandhi movie many times.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
and not only from that, and yeah, that played a crucial role on my anger. Yeah.
Right, right. I understand. Okay, so my last question would be what makes you sad?
Mm, yeah. Whenever our loved ones get sick, or whenever they are not happy with their situation, and whenever I may not reach my target, and at that time I feel sad.
Hmm.
And while learning English also, sometimes I feel sad, and whenever I get I not answer very well in English, and whenever I spoke to the persons who know English very well, and
Right.
if I not give a good replace, and at that time also I feel sad, and I want to improve myself, and like that I feel.
Yeah. I understand. Great. One tip is that when you are using, when you are talking about maybe you are using basically two or three verbs in the same sentence or in the same context. The idea is to maintain the same tense for all the verbs. So you were talking about what makes you feel sad generally when you cannot talk in English or respond in English sometimes or whatever. So you were using present tense, which is correct because you're talking about things that happen generally. But then I think in one or two places you started using past tense. Then I felt bad. That's not correct. You have to stick to one tense firstly, and in this case, it should ideally be present tense because you're talking about something that happens generally or regularly. Okay,
That's right.
clear? Did you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, perfect. So now we are going to do one more small activity, this time with words, because you were also talking about having a bit of a vocabulary issue, and then we are going to go straight to the topic. Okay. So the exercise that we are going to do is called three words. So I'm going to give you a random word, and you have to give me three words that come into your mind when you think of that word. It can be any word. You can give me a noun, an adjective, whatever. For example, if I say flowers, you can say beautiful because flowers are beautiful. You can say colorful. You can say vibrant. You can also say
Oh,
rose. Whatever
yeah.
comes into your mind. Okay. So tell me what comes into your mind when you hear school.
Come again that word.
School.
School,
Yes.
teachers and exams, timetable, games period, principal,
Right.
playground, library,
Okay, perfect. All right. Now the second would be movies.
heroism, villainy, and
Very good.
intermission, theaters,
Right.
uh, nowadays OTTs.
Okay,
Mm,
very nice. The last one would be a little closer to our topic, cruel.
mm, again, villainy,
Villainy.
cruel.
Okay, good.
Mm, and um, what we call that word, and who do hunting, and they are very cruel. Generally some persons do hunting in forest, and what we can call them, hunters.
Right. Okay,
Hunters.
okay. Okay, okay. I understand. Okay. All right, good. So that was the activity. Actually, since you were talking about having some problems with vocabulary, I would like to suggest a book. I don't know if someone else has suggested it to you. It's called Word Power Made Easy. You can take
What power
help.
maybe.
Yeah, you can take help from that book because it's a good book for beginners because it has exercises given and activities and chapters given. So you can probably
Okay.
find that and check it out. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go to the topic. Do you have any questions in this part?
Hmm. No questions, and we'll do activities, or we'll do
Okay.
anything.
Now we are going to go to the topic. So I'm going to ask you some questions based on the topic. You just have to answer according to your opinions. Okay. So okay. So the first activity that I'm going to do is I'm going to read a small excerpt to you. Okay. And based on this small excerpt, I will be asking you some opinion-based questions. Okay. So you have to
Okay.
listen very carefully.
Sure.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm
Okay.
ready.
Recently, I read a story about a 16-year-old girl who shot and killed her brother. When their parents were away, the brother would lock her in her room for days with only a blanket and a bucket to use as a toilet. When her brother would fall asleep, she would have her two younger sisters unlock the door so she could take a shower and get food. It was while her brother was sleeping that she was able to sneak into her parents' room and take their gun. She shot her brother in the neck and left in fear. Why would people want to intentionally hurt others? There are many different reasons why people are cruel to others. Research shows that it often happens because the person who is being cruel is emotionally unstable. Humans have a lot of emotions that could lead to mistreating others. Emotions that are chronic means that they're constantly treating others badly. If the emotions are acute, then they are starting to become physically violent to others. Bad emotions are like a cold, they're contagious and spread fast. If someone is in a bad mood, they will most likely be mean to other people and make others in bad moods too. Okay? Alright, did you understand more or less?
Yes.
So, what were your thoughts on this 16-year-old girl? Do you think of her as a murderer or as a cruel person? What is your opinion?
Mm, I don't call her as a murderer, but that situation made her like that. And the that girl's brother um, uh, abused her right in a room. Not
Yeah.
abused, yeah, yeah, and in room itself, and he locked her in room, and he gave a blanket and for and one bucket, and that is the
Hmm.
very cruel thing. And she didn't get freedom, and she just locked in a room, and it is a tough situation for her. And when she unlocked by her sisters, and she went to his parents, and he took her parents gun, and he she sh- uh, shoot her brother, right? And
Yeah.
instead of, yeah, and when she unlocked by her sisters, and she can tell that situation to her parents, or she can escape from home. And
Yeah.
when she can complain to the elders, and this is the good uh, thing to do. And she didn't control her emotions, and she just killed her brother. And killing her brother is and we can give punishment to him, but
Yeah.
killing is not correct in my thought. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. I understand. Now, do you think that a bad mood really gives anyone an opportunity to be cruel?
Yes, most of the times, and whenever we are in a bad mood, and we get bad ideas, and we our mind will become cruel, or our mind will become like psychoism, somewhat like that. Yeah, and we have to be calm in bad situations. We have to be calm, and we should not take any ideas, and when we are in bad mood.
Right. Okay, I understand completely. Okay, now tell me that do you think cold blooded crimes, that is, very planned crimes, and you are basically not basically in the heat of the moment. Do you think these crimes have increased in recent times?
No, those cold-blooded murders are not happen regularly, and very rarely. Those murders uh, will happen very rarely. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I understand. Now, since we're talking about cruelty, what is your opinion on animal cruelty?
Mm. And animal cruelty is no, I don't agree with that, and is a very bad thing. And animals also have right to live in earth, and sometimes we can see in society, and some persons beat dogs, and some person beat they hunt rabbits, and some other things for eating, and that is also cruelty, right? And we don't have a right to kill any animal, or we don't have a right to beat any uh, animal, such
Right.
as like dogs or cats, and
Mm-hmm.
we are very cruel with crows, also cows.
Right. I
Yeah,
understand.
and we don't have a right to behave cruel with the animals, and they also have the right to live in on earth like us.
Okay. So, what is your, according to you, what is the solution? And this would be my last question. I mean, what do you do to come out of this situation?
Maintaining strict animal acts, and we have animal acts, and though I think those acts are not um, performing well, I think, and we should obey that animal acts, and we should obey the animal act rules, and we have some rules how to behave with the animals like that, and
Hmm.
we have to obey the rules, and if anybody do harm to the animals, and they should be punished as per the law, animal
Right.
act.
Right. Okay. I understand. Great then. So those are the questions that I had for you today. Very, very nice answers, elaborate answers. Good job. And I think you are pretty good in articulating your thoughts as well. Not a lot of grammatical mistakes, which is always a good thing, obviously. But you have to probably work a little on your tenses because sometimes you're mixing past and present tense. That is something that I noticed. Otherwise, I think you're doing good with articles, with prepositions. All of these things were well placed. So I don't have any complaint about that. And in general, I don't have any other feedback apart from this, I guess. But if you have any question, you can ask me.
How to overcome this? And I'm using past tense, present tense in a one sentence, right?
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
to
yeah.
overcome that?
Just being conscious, if you're using, like, think about the time that you're talking about. Are you talking about something that happens generally? Like, I go to office every day. Then you have to stick to present tense. And for everything that you do, you have to be conscious, nothing else. That might hamper your speed a little initially, but slowly it will become a muscle memory. So you just have to be conscious of the time that you're talking about. Okay?
Sure.
Do you have any other question?
Mm, no, I just tell what happened in our session, and then if I
Hmm.
do any mistake within 1 minute, and like a recap. Mm.
Yeah, so the only mistake that I could recognize, obviously, with some words like villainism, I have told you in between only, and just the tense mistake, I think, is what I wrote down. It because it happened in two or three more places later on that you mixed up the tenses. But apart from that, I did not find a lot of mistakes today.
Okay.
Okay, do
And
you have any other? Yeah.
yeah, and whenever we feel bored while reading English, and how to motivate ourselves, and I'm very interested in talking, I'm very interested in speaking English,
Hmm.
and but I'm not interested in reading, and whenever I read a page, and I get bored, and when
Hmm.
I talk for 1 hour 2 hours,
Yeah.
and I don't feel bored. That is the
Yeah,
only.
I understand, but try to watch something or read something that you like. Don't force it upon yourself. Like, if you don't like sports, don't try to force it upon yourself that I should read sports news. Try to read. If you just write, like, reading about movies, just read about movies. What movie is doing good? Read movie reviews, or just read whatever you like. And if sometimes you want to take a break, take a break. But sometimes also, if you're reading a book or something, this is, I used to do, sometimes I used to give myself a page deadline, as in I have to complete 5 pages today. So that way I wouldn't feel, and I also wouldn't give myself a very heavy deadline or a heavy limit that I'll complete 50 pages. I won't say something like that. I would give something that I know I can complete, and also something that I would like to enjoy. So maybe you can try that. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right then. Thank you so much for joining today. Hopefully, I'll be able to meet you soon, and then we'll talk some more. Okay.
Okay, sure.
All
Bye.
right. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Good.
Thank you.